This road grader attachment does one thing that no other skid loader attachment in the entire world can do. But before we can get to that, we got to get it together. All right, you guys, I'm going to show you something that nobody else has, and that is a road grader attachment that will fit on a skid loader or a tractor, and it will crown a road. Michael, hop in here. Guys, this is Michael. He's from Roadrunner Equipment. How you doing, Michael?
Doing great.
So he flew all the way out here. He contacted me. I looked at this thing, and when he told me that it could crown a road, I said, sign me up, and I bought it probably the very next day. Just walk us through this thing really quick, will you, Michael?
Yes, so this is the Roadrunner C-Series grader. This is a dual hydraulic model, which we also sell in a single hydro.
Okay.
So the dual hydro, you've got one on this side and one on this side.
That gives you the ability to raise one side, raise the other side, and you can crown going one way or going the other way, whichever way you want.
And that depth adjustment is 2 inches below grade and 2 inches above grade. And you can do that on either side because you have the ability to adjust left or right side to crown.
Okay.
Okay.
This is how I know where I'm at when I'm grading the road. The red is your center line, right? So I'm going to put this other side, I'm going to put my left side up high. So I'm going to go just below grade, just below red, right there, and the other side I'm going to raise up. So what I'm technically going to do right now is I'm going to take the center of this road and I'm going to kick it toward that edge. I'm going to put both of my skids down flat on the road and my wheels flat so that it's all level and there's just no corners. As I'm rolling along, if I feel like I need to adjust that grade up or down on either side, I can do it from inside of the cab with just a flick of a thumb. So I'm going to try to grab this edge and kick it this way. So I'm attempting to crown this way. One thing to note, if you're familiar with box graders, the sides on this one are extra long, which helps you to really grab a large pile of unwanted material and carry it a long distance to be able to move it off site and out of your work zone. How does that look?
Looks better than what it was.
All right, I'm going to do one more pass. I'm going to cut on this side. I'm going to add on that side. Raise that side up. I'm going to bring that side down. I'm going to put both sides down. Let the machine work. I'm guessing some of you guys can look at this and tell that I'm starting to carry too much material, but I can adjust that from inside of the machine, so that's exactly what I do right here. That took 3 passes.
On the front end of this, you're gonna see 2 blades which are already angled. This front end is a serrated edge and the back end is a straight edge. That serrated edge allows for any buried materials that have been washed out or covered in grass, what have you, to come up to the surface, roll over the top end of this front blade and go underneath of that smooth blade in the back to finish it out.
Okay, so looking at it from inside of the cab, I have a depth gauge over there, and I have a depth gauge on that side. And
your red bar is going to be your at grade point. You can see here you got black and then you go red at grade.
Yep.
You typically want to start that at grade when you're, and then you have the ability to adjust the opposite side but when you're going in this direction. And as you can see on this roadway, you have that mohawk grass stain up the middle,
yep,
which you're going to be able to pull that out and then get your crown set.
Okay. Now, with just a couple bolts, we can take this from the front of my skid loader and put it on the back of a tractor, right? And that's all works right here?
Right, so this model we sent to you, our beefiest Mercedes type version with the dual hydraulic and the bolster wheel kit. This bolster wheel kit is just assembled by a couple of bolts. It comes right off. You can put a 3-point hitch on here, which has category 1 and 2 available on it, so that when, you know, depending on what tractor you have, it's going to fit either type, cat 1 or 2. The welds are already here, so even if you decide down the road, hey, I want to add that bolster wheel kit, or I want to add that 3-point hitch, it's already there, so you can add it on down the road. This bolster wheel kit is about 330 pounds of add-on, and that's just from here to here, okay? What that's going to do is it's going to lift the front end up off the ground slightly so that you don't get so much wear and tear, and you take some of the shaking out of your skid steer as you would typically get as you're grading along. So it's going to give you a smoother ride, and it's going to keep your shoes from wearing so quickly. As you can take a look at those skid plates, skid bars there, those are made of steel and bolted on, so they can be reversed once the front end starts to wear out.
So you've got this skid plate designed with this curve here and a curve on the back end here, so you can just switch it around, so when the front wears out, you're still in business.
Yep.
You're not buying a whole new piece, you're still operating.
You're still operating.
Look at the size of the hose fittings right here. Look at this hydraulic cylinder. You haven't skimped on anything. When I look at this, I don't see any spots that are going to be a wear problem or something I got to worry about. It's like, this thing is built like a tank. What's your customer service like?
Our customer service is one of our biggest prides. So response time is it. You call me on a job site after you've bought one of these. If you have problems with anything, you need to know, oh, I got this piece of equipment. I don't exactly know how to crown the road. I know it's supposed to, but I don't know how. You call us and we'll take care of you. We'll walk you through it. We'll talk you through it. We take care of people.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. All right, you guys, the very next thing we're going to do is learn how to run this. I've never ran this before, and I'm going to give it my first go around. I'm going to screw up. I'm going to figure things out, and together we're going to try to get this thing dialed in, and we got a long, windy gravel road we're going to be tackling today, so let's get on it. This is the home place. Probably one of my favorite spots on the entire planet. I don't know why, but it just is. This land has been in our family for 3 generations. The problem is, it's never been properly taken care of, so the road has fallen in complete disrepair, and today we're going to try to get that fixed up. Some of you guys may know my hippie daughter. She's lived in Hawaii off the grid, basically in a carport with no electricity and running water for the last 4 years. She was a pure vegan, and now things have changed. She's decided that she's gonna move to Minnesota, attempt to live off the grid with no power or electricity, and she's gonna start hunting and fishing and become self-sustaining that way. We'll see how that goes, but in the meantime, I just want to build her a decent road coming in. That means I gotta clean this mess up. What's up?
So the version that you have is a 7-foot blade.
Okay.
So we also make that in a 6, a 7, and an 8-foot blade.
Okay.
For a tractor, we make them in a 10, 12 wide as well.
Okay.
But you want to make sure that you're calculating the width of your road so that if you're doing this for yourself, that you get the size that's going to make sense to do 2 passes, one up and one back.
That's the ideal, is just a 2-pass?
The up and back pass, correct.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be doing a whole lot more than that. The thing I got to work on next is a really tricky corner that's never been properly graded out. All right, you guys, this area has always been a problem because we come down here and in the winter time, we're always worried about losing stuff over here. Trying to get a trailer around this corner's never been easy. So we're going to widen out this entire corner using this thing. So let's get going. if guys want to know more information, how do they find you, Michael?
Roadrunnerblade.com.
And
Go on there. There's an area where you just fill out some general information. I get an email and we respond right away.
hey, how much does a unit like this cost? Because I always forget about that.
Depending on the type that you get, you've got single hydraulic versus the dual hydraulic. We do make this in a single hydraulic.
So go from lowest to highest.
So you're looking between 35 to 8 grand. This being the 8 grand version with the add-on pieces with shipping and all of that.
So I'm gonna try to take this side this way a little bit more. Alright you guys, let's walk through some of the basics that I've been learning. I haven't ran this for more than a bit. But we got one side. If I want to take this side down and move it that way, I'm gonna drop that side down just a titch below the grade mark. I'm gonna bring the other side up a titch at the level grade. And then I'm gonna set my 2 shoes on the ground, and then the machine's gonna do the rest. Right now, this is setting the grade on the road as I want it. Now, if I want to loosen up or have a little less material, I just raise my bucket up a tip. And that's what lets me get that whatever pitch I want on this road. So right now I'm going to raise up the grade. The other side I'm going to a little bit below grade. Now I'm kicking a little bit that way. I'm grabbing from the center and kicking that way. Not a lot. So there's really 3 controls you got to worry about. Left, right, and up and down. Now when you're up and down, I'm finessing with the wheels, but I'm also looking at my placement of my shoes. Some of these other YouTube channels out there that do dirt work, they just freaking bug me. They try to make everything that they do look like they're just perfect. I don't know if they freaking didn't have any friends in high school, or maybe their mom didn't breastfeed them, but some of these guys, I think their egos are writing checks that their skills can't cash. What I mean is, we all make mistakes. Why are we trying to cover them up and look freaking perfect? This is a great example. I've been running a skid loader for 30 plus years, but this road right here, I'm on pass 8, 9, or 10, and it should have been done in 3 passes. Now, could I edit it out the extra 7 passes? Yeah, you bet. Would I have been stealing something from you guys? Yeah, you bet. All right, you guys, let's go back down the exact same road that we originally came in, and let's see how well this worked now. All right, so you may notice that it's not center crown, meaning that it's humped in the middle and goes down on both sides. This is called shed crown. Well, that's what I call it. And it more follows the topography of the land and is designed to not allow water to sit on top of the road surface. If I center crown some areas of the road, I would create a ditch. Instead, I just want everything to flow off and not sit on the surface that I want to drive on. So that's what I call a shed crown. actual noticeable difference. You guys tell me, was that smoother? I wasn't along for the first ride along. Zach went and filmed this first shot, and I was over here working. So if you guys want to see a very precise video on crowning, let me know, because we'll head back to Shangri Lodge and we can do a whole video just on crowning a road, just on setting that crown. But for this one, there's no way I would have been able to drive through this driveway at this speed, ever. I would have rattle canned my truck apart long ago. All right, any final words, Michael?
Roadrunnerblade.com.
There you go. My final words are thanks for coming along for the ride today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it peaceful, relaxing, entertaining, educating, and all of those things combined. That's all we got for you on this one. God bless you guys, and go get them. Catch you on the next one, you guys.